guys. So tonight is a really fun class because we're having our husbands teach. And so it's cool because they were the skeptics. When we got our oils, they were like, what are you doing? And after my husband started using oils and it resolved this issue and that issue, he was hooked. So now he's going to share with you guys his favorite Young Living products and why he uses them. So, okay, Greg.
Hi, my name is Greg, America's husband. So she's right. When she started doing it, I figured, well, she'll just try it. See, she's a smart girl, so let her do something, So she had all these different oils and she was doing different ones and she would say, oh, this works for that works for this. And I was like, whatever. So one day I kind of started, I always kind of had stomach issues, like just heartburn and this and that. And she's like, Greg, try the Digize. And I'm like, all right. So I tried it and it worked. It got rid of my heartburn. And it works like every time. That even like even the kid stuff, I use that sometimes, the Omegagize, because it's a different formulation. So kind of depending on what's bothering me, I'll take one or the other. And so
how did you take it? People are taking notes, honey. How did you
take it? I can handle it straight, and so I just take it. It says to dilute it. I just take a few drops on my tongue, 3, 4, 5, depending how bad it is, and it works so quickly and it works so well. I love that product. As a matter of fact, between just making sure I eat right and those like the different, the Digize and Omegagize, I really don't even have heartburn anymore. It's kind of all gone. So it hasn't just fixed the symptoms, it's gotten rid of them. It's kind of probably somewhat fixed the problem to begin with. So that's what got me on it. So we're going to talk about 3 different products tonight that I like. The first one is Sulfurzyme. Light's kind of washing it out. But this stuff is good for a bunch of different things, right? And one thing I'll say,
it should be turned off. Okay.
Unmuted, go on.
One thing I'll say is that everybody reacts differently to the products, depending on what you need, your body chemistry. So you can never say, oh, this is going to fix your problem, right? Because it may not. It depends on what your particular issue is, why you're having it, how you react to the product. So Sulfurzyme has a bunch of different things that it'll do. Like it's supposed to be good for detox. It's good for your immune system, your bones, your joints, your ligaments, and your hair, skin, and nails. So Erica had me taking it, and I take about, I don't know, about a teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons a day. And for me, one of the biggest things is it helps me with my energy. Like I don't have a dip in the afternoon. I don't have like extra energy, but I have like just straight energy all throughout the day. It just stays normal all until the evening. And that's been the biggest effect for me. Also, there was a few months ago, there was a shortage of this stuff and Young Living didn't have it available. And so Erica wasn't getting any. And I was like, oh, well, we'll just wait till it comes in stock. And I noticed that my hair started falling out more. More hair. It was just in my hands, like when I would run it through my hair, or like in the shower. He
looked at me and he said, look at this.
Yeah, this is coming out. And I'm like, and the only thing I changed was no Sulfurzyme. I said, Erica, you gotta get me some Sulfurzyme. I don't want to lose my hair. So, it probably wasn't that bad, but it was coming out more than usual. So my mom had a stash that she was hoarding because
I went and I stole it.
She was smart to keep it in stock. So we went and we took a couple bottles. I started taking it again. And, of course, the energy levels came back and then the hair loss just stopped as well. Erica's going to bring up a graph here.
Yeah, if you guys can take a screenshot of this, this is the product. This is the old labeling of the product. Oh, you can make it big. Oh, my goodness. Okay, go on, sorry.
So Sulfurzyme is basically, it's a methylsulfonyl methane. That's like the basic ingredient. But it's got a few other things in it. It's got a the ninja wolfberry, and it's also got a prebiotic. So it's good for your gut as well. And so I highly recommend it. I think this stuff is great. Well, oh yeah, my knee. So I was working in my garage a few months ago, and just my knee just started acting up, like my left knee. It just started hurting. I didn't hit it or anything. It just started getting
Amazing.
sore, and it was really bad. Like I couldn't stand up without it hurting. I would just get up and it was really painful. And so I started taking a tablespoon of this every day, and maybe a little more. And within a few days, the knee pain went away and it hasn't come back. So it's not just like masking the problem. It's not like a pain reliever. It actually, because it's supposed to be good for ligaments, and I responded to that. So it helped my knee and it hasn't come back. So
a maintenance dose is like anywhere from half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon. So that's just like what you would take every day as a maintenance. But when you have something really like going on, like when his knee was really bothering him, he had like a hard time like standing. It was kind of crazy. He did a tablespoon. So if you need a therapeutic dose, you're going to take more. And you really can't really overdose on this stuff. It's natural. Your body makes it. It's in vegetables, and it's really great. So
I don't take a lot of stuff every day, but I pretty much take this every day. I take this. I just get up in the morning and I have a glass of water and I dissolve a couple teaspoons of this in it. And I like the taste of it. Some people don't like it like that, but I enjoy it. So Sulfurzyme, highly recommend it. I like this stuff. At least to try it. If it doesn't do anything for you, it doesn't do anything. Then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so the next thing is Omegagize. Okay, so Omegagize basically is Young Living's fish oil product. And, everybody is probably familiar with the different fish oils that you can get. This one has vitamin D in it. And I think that especially here in New England, we need more vitamin D. We're all deficient in it. That's kind of just common for this area because it's just because of the seasons. So it doesn't have like a lot of it, but it's still got some. But it's also got CoQ10, and CoQ10 is coenzyme Q10. Is good for your heart and your mind. So that's why they put it in there. But it's got a lot of the omega-3s. And I take this stuff because, when the seasons change, I get kind of like seasonal affective disorder, and I get moody and I get depressed. And before I started taking this, it was like really bad, like just really depressed and really moody and just couldn't get out of these funks. And so I just started taking this every day. I'm not going to get into it, but I also add MindWise to that. And you can see it. I don't take this one every day. This one I haven't noticed a huge difference in my mood or anything, but I feel like if I take this along with this in the winter months, it helps a lot. Because last year, going through 2020 and then going into the winter months of, I'm trying to bring up a graph.
I'm sorry. Go on, keep talking.
But going into usually winters are bad for me. And then after 2020, going into like that winter, I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be like the worst winter I've ever had. And actually it was fine. I really didn't suffer that badly. It was probably one of my better winters that I've ever had. So the Omegagize, I credit to that, the fish oils, and also, I feel like they really know how to blend the stuff. It's not just like, boom, fish oil is, tons of it and just drink it. It's like it's not even like a ton of it all the time. But I feel like the blends that they add, the vitamin D, the CoQ10, and the different essential oils, they know what they're doing. And I think it really, makes the absorption work better and just makes the product work better. So Omegagize, I recommend that. Helps lift your mood. And they also say it's just good for the heart. I'm taking this because I went to my doctor and she's like, oh, you got a high cholesterol. And she actually recommended, to her credit, she was like, yeah, you might want to try fish oil. So, I'm trying to take that. All right, so Sulfurzyme, Omegagize, and finally with the last product. So this is my own product. This is something I put together. So this has worked for sinus infections. Ever since I was a teenager, I get these sinus infections every year. And I think if I didn't get, and I had to get antibiotics because I think I would die if I didn't get antibiotics. These sinus infections don't go away. They just get worse and worse and worse. And at one point when I was younger and I didn't have health insurance, I would chew aspirin just to get rid of the sore throat. So, so finally I got antibiotics and it works. One year I got a sinus infection and I said, it wasn't getting better. I said, Erica, I got to go get some antibiotics from the doctor, right? she says, wait, try, this product first. And she gave me oregano and thyme, put a little olive oil, and I took it every day. And actually, I took it every 2 hours for a day. And after that day, the sore throat went away. This had never happened before. Antibiotics didn't even work that quickly. And I just took it every day, for about a week. Got rid of my sinus infection, got rid of my sore throat, got rid of all that. So I came up with this. Hold on, wait.
We have a graphic, there you go.
So this is what I call the Nuke. So this thing has been tested and has worked for, not an empirical study, but it's worked on sinus infections. It has taken care of shingles. It's helped people with Lyme disease. It's gotten rid of the flu. It's gotten rid of colds. It fights viruses. It fights bacteria. That's why I call it the Nuke, because like whatever you have, like it just gets rid of it. Like if you have a bacteria, if you have a virus, if you have something infecting your body, you take this and it just destroys it. I've never seen it. It's great. I love this stuff. So there's a recipe that I use, and that's all it is. And you could actually, I've been adding 30 drops of Thieves just to get more, because I know Thieves is already a blend. So just to get more of the stuff that's in that blend. So 25, 25, 30, 25, 25. And if everybody's got that, we can bring it up later. But then I have this bottle that I put it in, just one of this, I fill it up with the oil first. I fill the rest of it up with olive oil, because this blend, it burns. Like if you took it, burns like hot sauce. And I got this little dropper, and you just take a drop and you just put it on your tongue. If you're very sick, take it every 2 hours. And then once you start feeling better, take it twice a day. And then do it for like once a day, like for a week after that, just to make sure, because it works kind of like an antibiotic would. You got to make sure you completely kill it, not just send it into remission.
So you said a drop. What do you mean a drop? A whole vial of that? Like they're gonna want to know.
A whole dropper. So,
a dropper. So it's a good amount.
So it's about that much.
Yeah.
If you can see, it's about that much of the dropper.
It's a lot, but it works.
And I put this stuff, I'll make it, and I don't need it all the time, so I'll put it in the refrigerator, and then I'll make it last a lot longer. So the olive oil will solidify or whatever, but just leave it on the countertop for a couple hours and it defrosts. But this stuff is my favorite. So it's kind of based on the, what's that pill they make?
Inner Defense. So Young Living, if you're like, I don't want to do all this, or I don't want to drink this, Inner Defense, this is roughly based on that recipe. It might be a little bit more gentle if you want to do Inner Defense. So it's already like in a pill, a little bit easier to take. It's just that we like taking it a little bit stronger. So we like to make this ourselves. So
the other thing you can do with this is if you have something on your skin, you can put this on your skin. Like if you would have Lyme disease, the problem with Lyme disease is it gets deep into the muscles where the immune system really doesn't travel well. If you rub this on your skin, the essential oils are cellular, and they're tiny, and they'll get into those muscle cells. They'll get in, between those strands and find stuff. And 2 people with Lyme disease say it's helping them. So one guy, he was going in for oxygen therapy every 6 months or so, and he had it bad. And he couldn't even leave his house. So I was just thinking about him, because I knew him when I was growing up. And I said, hey, let me send you a bottle of this stuff. Just try it. Let me know if it works for you. I'm just curious. So I sent him a bottle of it for free. And I didn't know if he did anything with it. And then a few months later, he's like, Greg, can you send a bottle of that to my friend? I haven't had to have my oxygen treatments. I feel great. I haven't had any issues with Lyme disease. Lyme disease.
we were shocked. We're like, did we find the cure for like Lyme disease over here? Like we were shocked when he told us that. We didn't know if it was going to work. We're like, just try it and see if it helps you out a little bit. But he says he has so much energy using this. It's crazy.
And he's not even really taking it very strictly. He's kind of just taking it on and off. So worth a shot. If you got something that's bothering you, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, it's not that expensive to make.
So I just got a text from mother-in-law. She made a good point. If your skin is broken or scratched, I wouldn't put that on there because it's going to burn like crazy. So if you have like an open wound or a deep cut, I wouldn't put
You say that, but the sister with shingles with the open
That's
cuts.
true. She was
And the
putting on her
super
shingles
sensitive shingles, she put it directly on the
and it
shingles.
dried up the next day. Like,
Killed the
she was
shingles,
shocked.
it was going away the next day, and it didn't burn her shingles, so.
okay, that's true. Okay, so scratch what I just said, forget it.
It's not as strong as they're making it out to be, because there is quite a bit of, I mean, I would say that most of this is
It's
olive
olive
oil. You know, it'll probably ruin your diet more than hurt your skin. You know, so.
Okay. All right, any questions? Any questions after that? Becky, do you have a question?
Sorry, yeah, I wanted to ask him about, do you enjoy smelling the oils in the diffuser? And if you do, which oils do you as a man like?
I like gathering. I like gathering. That's one. And it's kind of like, there's certain oils, I don't know why I like it. It's not like the best smell in the world. I just enjoy, I don't know, it just makes me feel good. But for my favorite scents, I love thieves, because I love those
The
autumn cinnamon, clove. I love diffusing thieves. That's like my favorite thing, because we can't have candles in the house anymore, so, because they bother Erica.
That's right.
So we diffuse, you know, I used to love my like autumn candles, you know, that's like my favorite thing. So now we diffuse thieves and different things like that, so.
Like right now I have cinnamon and orange in there, and he likes that. Anything like cinnamony, he likes the oil cassia. It smells like cinnamon buns, but it's been out of stock, so I don't know, I haven't been able to get it. But anything like that,
Cassia.
you like stuff like that, so.
Cassia smells,
Like
cassia
cinnamon
smells,
buns. Oh,
cassia smells more like cinnamon than cinnamon does.
it's awesome.
Which is actually, when you buy cinnamon at the store, that's actually what you're getting is cassia. Like real cinnamon tastes less like cinnamon than cinnamon you think it would. It's cassia you're really getting. So Young Living did have an oil, they don't have it anymore.
Any other questions?
Okay, well, thank you, everybody. And I'm gonna turn it over to my buddy Brian.
Looks like you got another question from the Peterson family.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just mentioning about my wife got me into this, the Raven. They call it the Raven, is good for asthma. I'm an asthma guy. And this stuff really works. I mean, you know, with asthma, there's a lot of smells you can't deal with. You know, any kind of smell, gas smells, sprays, it always messes me up. But she put this in my room, and man, it was really helping me with my asthma. So I like that. And she bought me a horse that comes out of the horse's nose. So yeah, the diffuser anyway. Yeah.
So get your husband a horse diffuser, Becky, and he'll like it.
Yeah, it was. I was really amazed at it because she put it in my room there in my office desk, and it's really good, and it helps me to breathe better and everything.
All right, awesome. Maritza, do you have a question, Maritza?
Yes, your husband say about the sinus, how you use every day for the sinus, like that recipe?
So
When you've been infected.
when I start feeling it coming on, I mean, I kind of know when it's starting. I can feel like a, you know, a little pressure in my nose and a little bit of blockage. I just start taking it right away. And before it gets bad, if I just take it like twice a day, it'll go away and it never comes back. I only have to take it twice. I only have to take it every 2 hours if I haven't taken care of myself and I'm really, really sick. Then I'll take it every 2 hours just to make sure I get better. But twice a day, if you're just feeling like a little bit sick, is fine. And then once a day, like maybe like in the morning or whenever you remember, is enough to make sure that you just don't get sick. At least it has been for me.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Oh, and if you do take the Nuke, drink a lot of water with it because it is a lot of oils. So
It's not for me. It's I have a clients, they suffering for many years with sinus, and you know, it's a friend in Bolivia. Yeah, I can send it to him, the recipe, you put it in the screen.
I always
Thank
recommend
you.
after you take a dose of it, just take a glass of water with it. Helps wash it down too. Not the most pleasant taste.
Does your mom have a question?
Jean St. Pierre.
So I have a comment for Becky. My husband loves to diffuse eucalyptus, and he loves all of the tree oils. He loves those diffused. So I don't know if your husband would be the same.
I like to, Erica has the frankincense incense burner from Young Living. I love that. I'll burn that sometimes, like upstairs in my workroom. It's just a little,
It's a
it's
resin
little
burner.
resin burner. And you just, the frankincense resin is super cheap. It's not like the little bottle of oil. It's expensive. Just get like a bag of resin, you put that in there. It smells great. It's really good. I should do it more often. That's another scent I like.
D has.
this-
a
Oh,
yeah.
D, sorry. Did you have a question, D?
Yes, I'm trying to unmute myself. Anyway, my husband has, well, he's a little shy. He probably won't ask you this question, but he has lung disease, and been trying different types of infusion in my infuser to kind of help him. He has a breathing machine, but he still have that congestion real bad. It's just something he's going to have because he only got like 40% in his lungs, and so he don't really have much space there. So I was just wondering,
Identify the disease.
and he has asbestos. And so the thing is, I've been trying to get him to use some of the formulas in the book to help him out, but it makes him cough, and he doesn't like the smell of them. But maybe I could, maybe you can help me with a nice recipe that would cause him, that could help him, because I tried.
You tried the Raven?
Beg your pardon?
Have you tried the Raven?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
The Raven
Raven?
blend. Raven, Raven, yeah, like the bird.
Yes. Okay.
Try that one. I think it's a good smell, and that's what it's for. I mean, like they just mentioned a minute ago, that's a good one for the breathing. I mean, I don't have asthma, but my wife does, and it's helped her. That's the one that always comes up that people who have breathing issues,
Sure.
talk about. Yeah, Raven. It's a good smell too. It's not like unpleasant.
Try it. I mean, you can put it in the diffuser, it won't hurt, so try that. So.
I think Denise's husband had a question too.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Okay, I saw your hand go like that.
Oh, yeah. I must have been scratching my head or something.
Okay, we don't want to
Oh,
miss
you had
that.
a question.
But you do know that asthma is something else, because it don't take much to set mine off. I can laugh too much, or it gets cold, or whatever. It just brings it on.
You find that Raven helps you.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely. And I was
So
like,
try
when my wife first mentioned it,
that
I was like, yeah, right, okay. Something else to smell, right? But it works.
Also,
It works for me.
and for Carl and Dee, Donna mentioned that if the Raven bothers you, like the smell, just use a few less drops so it's not as strong. So you can tolerate it.
Mhm.
Any other questions? If not,
All right, are we good? I think we'll hand it over to Brian. Thank you, everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Brian Stackow. I'm the husband of essentially New England girl here. So I'm not a medical doctor, by the way. So just so you know, I am not a medical doctor. So, but yeah, I was a big skeptic like Greg was as well. I could tell you a couple stories offline about how skeptical I was, but Erica and Greg know of the oils. But I thought, my wife likes them, and whatever makes her happy, right? Happy wife, happy life. So, but I will say, like Greg, one of my first forays into the oils was Digize. That's not one of the products I really want to talk about, but I will say, I remember I had to do a Bethel call, and my stomach was really upset because I do have stomach issues. And Kim was like, well, try this Digize. So I did. I was desperate. And within 10 minutes, I was way better. So Digize works like a charm. Got to have it. I took it on my business trips because, sometimes when you're on a business trip, I don't know what those are anymore, but when pre-COVID, you go on a business trip or somewhere and you're eating out, right? you eat out and you're like, you pay for it, right? But you got to have the digest with you. So that's a must have anywhere. So I'll just talk about the digest got me into the oils, started to make me really believe. So what really got me going was last year, about a year and a half ago, it was March, April of 2020, right when the pandemic really broke out in this country. I had some health issues. I had a facial health issue, and this side of my face was essentially not working. So I didn't know what was going on. I went to the hospital. I got a CAT scan. Thankfully, it was not a stroke. They still didn't know what was going on, so I had to get an MRI, and the doctor put me on 5 different medications over the next couple of weeks after that. So my face, it was so bad that I couldn't, my eye couldn't close all the way. So I couldn't wear my contacts. I had my glasses, my eye was watering constantly. I couldn't do much with this side of the face. So it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I was pretty nervous, right? I was 41 years old at the time. Like, it's not a stroke. What's going on? Well, anyway, after the medications, the 2-week period or so where I took all those medications, during which time period I didn't sleep well, I didn't eat well, the side effects. It didn't touch anything at all. I still had the same issue. So the doctor wanted to put me on another round of the same medications. So I'm like, all right, I don't know what to do. So Kim said, well, hold off for a moment. She's like, why don't we just take a week or so and kind of try something different, try a more holistic approach, a natural approach between diet and oils, essential oils, a treatment. So I said, okay, sure. What's it gonna hurt? So, altered my diet. That certainly helps, right? Anything. Change the diet, less sugars, less processed foods, that sort of thing, which is good. And then she helped me with some of the different oils, one of which I just was applying on my face, and I still use from time to time. It's called Ravinstara. And I also have asthma as well, and this helps as well, support. But Ravinstara is from Madagascar, and a very nice oil, and I apply it on my face. She made it into a roller.
It is strong. Not everyone.
It's a strong smell. It is a strong smell, but it doesn't affect my asthma personally, but everyone might be a little different. But I just roll it right on my face, just let it sit there. So it does help with that. So Ravinstara, the other piece that really helped me was the Cbd Muscle Rub. The Cbd Muscle Rub, this is the 300, and there's also a 600 milligram. This has 0 THC, so you don't have to worry about drugs or anything. It's not marijuana, the Cbd Muscle Rub. So what she would do is she would take just a little bit. So what happened was we started putting the muscle rub on this part of my face, on my lower jaw. And we had a little jade roller that you just put in the freezer to get cold, and you just roll the CBD on like this. And within 2 days, my lower jaw was back to what it was within 2 days. So then that rest of that week, we slowly moved up my face. And by the end of that week, within 7-8 days of starting, I got probably 90% of my face back or more, just from using the CBD Muscle Rub, the Ravinstara. I also did 1 drop of Copaiba under my tongue every day, and changed the diet, that sort of thing. So I didn't need to go back on any medications at all. So it really made me a firm believer in essential oils and some of the treatments you can do. So yeah, that really was big for me. So in the CBD Muscle Rub is just that, right? It even says muscle rub on it. So it, helps support your muscles, right? So if you're sore, as the older we get, the more noises we make getting out of bed, as I like to say. So, some of us sound like an orchestra getting out of bed, but I tell you, the CBD Muscle Rub does help, definitely helps. So that's a big one. Along the same lines, Another product that I really like, I have it in my office and I use it, not every day. I don't need it every day for support, but I do from time to time, especially like I work remotely a lot. So I'm on Zoom and I'm on Microsoft Teams on the computer all day long. So sometimes, you get that strain, you need head support, right? And so I feel that sometimes, especially like first thing in the morning, if I have like an early 7 a.m. call, or a late night call with Japan or something, like I need that head support. So this product here is Deep Relief. So inside Deep Relief, it's got 9 different oils. So I'll just read what they are. It's got peppermint oil, it's got lemon, grand fir, clove, balsam copaiba. It's got wintergreen, helichrysum, and vetiver root oil. So it's got those 9 different oils in here. And what I do, this is really great it's soothing. It's soothing and it provides relief and support. So it's a roller, right? So I just literally would roll it on my forehead like this, roll it on my scalp, and then down the back of my neck. And within a couple of minutes, you will feel the cooling and relief sensation, and you will feel the support for your head. You could also use this in other areas too, but I use it, when you need that head support. So Deep Relief is definitely a plus. Greg stole my thunder. I was going to talk about Sulfurzyme because I take that every day as well. So that's a good one. Thanks, Greg. The other one I take every day, and I can't say enough about it. You probably heard it before, but I'm a believer in this, is the Ningxia Red, right? The Ningxia Red. This one came from the fridge, so it's
It's dripping.
It's dripping.
It's condensing.
I like keeping it cold. I like to drink it cold. So Ningxia Red. So what that is it's from the Ningxia wolfberry from China. So it's a whole fruit puree Ningxia wolfberry, and it's also got other fruits in there, concentrate. It's got cherry, it's got plum, it's got blueberry in there, and I drink 1 to 2 ounces a day, depending, right? I like to put it in a glass of ice, and then I add, personally, I like seltzer water, like either sparkling water or seltzer, and then I put my Sulfurzyme in there and I mix it all around. I drink that. I love having that like with breakfast every morning. And so Ningxia has, antioxidants and superfoods in it from the wolfberry and other juices. It's got essential oils in there, like orange, yuzu is in there. That's a great oil. And it helps support your stress. It helps support your cellular function and also your energy levels, helps support antioxidant support, eye support, digestion support. I can't say enough about Ningxia wolfberry. So I will say this, it's not the cheapest oil. It's not the cheapest product on the market, but if you compare it with like a cup of coffee, it's way less than a Dunkin' cup of coffee, every day. So and it gives you the energy support you may need to even cut back on maybe some caffeine. So it's something really to think about in trade. And I think it's a great trade because it gives you all the health benefits as well. Whereas coffee doesn't provide all the same health benefits, clearly. So, but yeah, it's cheaper than a cup of coffee every day. It also comes in packet form. So if you're traveling, again, you can bring the packets with you, which I've done. It also comes Ningxia Nitro, which is like an extra boost shot of it. You can, if you really need support that day, you can grab one of those. So there's lots of different ways to get your Ningxia Red. I take it every day. I will say that there were times when we ran out of it or I didn't have it. And I will say last summer, so the skeptical part of me, even after all with my face, I was still skeptical. Last summer, I told Kim, I said, I'm going to stop taking Ningxia for the summer and I'm going to just see. By mid-August, I was like, I need Ningxia. Like, I got to have it. It's like, you feel the difference.
Tell them what happened in your mouth too.
My mouth?
You broke out in your mouth. Remember at the cabin?
Oh yeah. So when I stopped, so we went to my parents' cabin in New York. When I stopped taking Ningxia, we were up there. The week I stopped taking Ningxia, I don't know what happened to me. Like, I don't know if it's coincidence or not, but I broke out, like I had cold sores and I was like really not feeling good. I'm like, I gotta have Nisha. So it definitely provides the support you need. And you notice the difference when you stop taking it. So I haven't stopped since. I have not stopped since. Even if it's a packet, like if I'm really running low on packets, I'll do half a packet or even a little bit, just a little bit. It's just, we keep it on order every month. Like I gotta have it. And I feel like it just gives you that support and especially energy support you need, even just a little bit during the morning. So that's when I typically take it. So I think that's all I had. So yeah, those are the products I have. And it's for answer your question on diffusing. What was the one I liked?
Oh, sorry, I like that.
Yeah, I like Rise Above. It's a newer oil for diffusing. It's got frankincense, it's got Valor, it's got the Idaho Grand Fir, the cedar wood in there, cardamom. So I like, it's called Rise Above. I like that one. That's like my favorite one.
You
So
like tree oils?
yeah, I'm like a tree oil guy too. So I like the tree oils.
Asthma. that helps.
Asthma helps asthma too. So I'll pause here for any questions you might have. And I cannot give you my medical diagnosis, but text me separately if you want to have a side conversation. Donna has a question. Hi, Donna.
Hi, yes, I was very intrigued, not intrigued, but when you had that with your face, I have a friend that has something very similar and she's doing a lot of acupuncture, things like that. So you put the CBD muscle rub directly on your jaw, up your face, and you use that roller every day.
Yes. Yeah. So typically, what was it? Twice a day, morning and night. I will say, so the CBD muscle rub, it helps anyway. It feels cool, right? You can feel it. So start here, and then we worked our way up the face with the roller, and we did the roller like above the eye. I will say, the closer it got to my eye, the fume, like almost like the fumey from it, it didn't hurt, but it
Like a menthol.
it's like a menthol. So I didn't really like it too close to my eye, but above
Right.
the eye for me was fine, and all down here was fine. So we kind of
Okay.
cut off like right about here on the face, but twice a day we did that for the week. Sorry.
And actually, we told 2 other people about this, and both people have reported back that it helped them after trying medication as well.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And we have a question from Greg and Erica.
What does the Sulfurzyme do for you?
That's a good question. I feel like the same with you. Like, I feel like it's energy levels. I don't know. Kim seems to think that my hair has not gotten any grayer. I was graying a lot, and I don't take a lot of Sulfurzyme. I take like half a teaspoon a day, so I don't use a lot of it. But I feel like my hair hasn't gone grayer, so I don't know if it's helping that as well. But definitely like a little energy boost and support. Yeah.
My hair is less gray than it was years ago. It's actually gotten darker since I started doing it.
You probably take more than I do, and it's supposed to do that for you. Like the Sulfurzyme is supposed to help your hair. So maybe if I take more, it will, but I don't really care about the gray. I kind of want gray. I don't know.
You've earned it.
You'll get more respect that way.
I don't get respect. No respect.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Greg. We have a question from Sue.
Yes, I wanted to know, first of all, I'm going to be doing Craig's right away, his little Nuke thing, but I because I'm not feeling well, but the Raven Stara, you talked about that Raven Stara, and you said it was, is that the only oil that you rubbed on your face, and that you said it was for asthma too? Is that correct?
Yeah, it's what is it?
It's camphor.
It's camphor. Yeah, so it does help with asthma.
It's actually in the Raven blend.
It's in the Raven blend that other people mentioned. But yes, I did. This is, other than the CBD muscle rub, this is the only oil that I also put on my face.
And it's called Raven Stara? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Raven Stara.
We can type it. We'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, we'll put it in the chat. Yeah.
Okay. And then I bought the Copaiba, or whatever you say it. Copaiba.
Copaiba. It's a
Copaiba.
Brazilian oil. And I put one drop under my tongue. I literally one every day. Yeah.
And what does that do?
So that's supposed to help with inflammation support. Inflammation.
So any inflammation or anything really, anything like if you have gum issues, if you have joint issues, Copaiba is going to be your best friend. So we don't let that go out of stock. Brian still takes it all the time just for asthma even, because it can even help with supporting inflammation. That causes inflammation sometimes. So it's like a whole regime that he's gone into with he still uses Ravensara. And I think in the winter, this and RC. I don't know if you've ever used RC for anyone that has asthma issues, but Ravensara and RC, I can attest to that because I get like seasonal breathing issues. And I also used to get sinus infections that would go into my chest all the time, like bronchial issues, bronchial infections. And those two oils help me a ton. So what we do is we just buy the roller fitments. This is a brand new one because he goes through these every few months. So you just put a roller fitment that you can get from Young Living, you replace the cap with that. And then now he can just roll it right down or on his chest if he needs it. And I do the same thing with RC. RC is a lot more affordable. And I think RC is a little bit more gentle. Ravensara, this is like a powerhouse. So think of it as one of those oils that is really gonna help, but you may not like applying it directly. You may have to add a carrier oil. Brian just wanted it to be strong to help him with this situation. He got used to it, but I definitely would recommend a carrier oil with this oil when you first start because it is strong, very strong. It's kind of like eucalyptus and camphor.
Yeah, it says here on the website even, it's a camphor leaf oil, and it's highly regarded in native Madagascar for its many beneficial properties, cleansing, invigorating, also skin cleansing when applied topically, a refreshing breathing experience. So yeah,
We can't say enough about this. This is like our go-to for asthma. This one.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. And then that Copaiba or what?
Copaiba, yeah.
I have a lot of inflammation. I have psoriasis. And so I'm on an anti-inflammatory drug, but I'm gonna start putting that under my tongue too, because you said every day you do that for inflammation.
Yes, under the tongue. And that's like
Just
one
one
way to
drop.
get into your bloodstream pretty quick. And
Oh, I'm looking
it
forward to
helps.
this. Okay.
You got to get used to the taste. So if you don't love the taste, like my daughter gets inflammation sometimes too. So we put it in a veggie capsule with oil in it for her.
Oh, I don't mind. I'm just so happy to know how to use that oil. So thank you.
You're welcome.
We have a question from Mary Lee.
The Copaiba, you can take a drop of that and put it under your tongue.
That's what I do, yes. Yep.
I just got some. My husband's having a sore throat type. David.
Oh, yeah, try it.
So I'm going to try that with him.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, I'll have to look up the Copaiba on the website. I don't remember. Try. How do you spell it?
Yeah, you're
There
right.
it is, Copaiba. I'll pull that up in just a second here. Yeah, so on the Young Living website, the Copaiba Essential Oil, it says here, distilled from the gum resin of the Brazilian, whatever, I can't pronounce the tree, Amazon River Basin tree. It's got beta carotene for skin, and it supports general wellness when taken internally. So yes, you can take it internally. So like I said, for for inflammation support. So that's what I've used it for. All right, well, thank you all for your time. Thank you for the questions. We'll pass it over to Jamin. Chris.
Thank you. Jamin, Chris's husband, and I have Parkinson's, so my voice is not very good. So we have it recorded for you.
In a second, we're gonna have a video for you. As soon as we find it here, let me get it going for you guys. All right, here we come.
What are the pines to maintain and to build their immune system? Well, first of all, we use Thebes oil, 100 ton. And before we go out, like if we're gonna go shopping or if we're gonna go somewhere outside the home, it was the one drop, one drop. That's how we do that. Then we use these red, one packet with a little water and Sulfurzyme. So put these two together with some water in a bottle. That's how we do that.
And why is Australia Kenya?
Well, one time in Kenya, I had 3 members like waiting for me. And I didn't have any energy, I couldn't get off the couch. So I took this, and next day I could go and do all my studies. So it gives energy. Talking about energy, really is Sulfurzyme.
What's that one?
And just one pill a day, I think. And it helps. Then we have a mixture of these out here. Then we have a mixture of these out here. Down here. And bring it in. And then
So what do we call that blend for you?
brain power. Because I had 4 operations on my brain.
So that helps your brain work great, doesn't it?
I hope so.
Thanks for sharing that with us, Jamin.
Sure. And if I can't sleep, which doesn't happen often, I sleep well. But when I can't sleep, I think dream catcher. Puts you right out.
How do you use your dream catcher?
Just rub it on the back of my neck. It works.
Thank you.
So that's Javen's little contribution for everybody here. But I don't know if you have any questions for him. Becky does.
I want to know what oils you like to smell in the diffuser.
I'm like the guys that like Thebes. Thebes.
Thieves is his thing too.
Yeah, I haven't had a cold in like 4 years. And
Okay.
take a drop of this, put it on top.
Yeah. Interesting. The men like the cinnamon.
Probably the cassia too, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
You're welcome. Donna?
Yes. So Javen, when you use your dream catcher, you said you put it on your neck. Do you put it all over your neck? Because I did have dream catcher and I just put it in the diffuser. I had no idea how to use it. And I should know how to use it.
On the back of my neck.
Okay.
Just one drop. It's too expensive to put in a diffuser.
I know. All right.
That's my
Thank
last
you. Thank you.
resort. Yeah, I go through all the other cheaper oils first. When I can't sleep and I've used them all, I'm still laying there. That's when I use the dream catcher.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Brian?
How many years have you been drinking Ningxia Red?
Yeah, since I started with Young Living, 4 years. Like he said, he could not move, and he realized he had mistaken his Ningxia Red for 3 days. And he was only taking 1 ounce a day. Now that we're in the States, he takes 2. But It was like massively different for him with the Ningxia Red, huh? Denise's hubby or Denise?
Yes, the dream catcher, is that something to help you sleep, or how does that work?
It's like massively crazy working, and you will have deep dreams because it puts you into such a deep sleep.
Wow.
It's like really an amazing oil. Yeah.
And the Sulfurzyme,
Sulfurzyme.
Sulfurzyme.
That's what I think all the guys talked about. Sulfurzyme. Interesting.
Yeah, I kind of missed, what was that about?
Put it in with the Ningxia Red.
It's like they were saying before, it's for your skin and hair, and it helps your body not support so you don't get inflammation. Yeah.
Okay.
Say it again. Yeah, it's a good one for him. Jeannie?
What were those 4 oils? I think he said 4 oils he uses together? 3.
3. It's Vetiver. Vetiver is for your nervous system.
Yep.
Helichrysum
Yep.
for focus in the brain and connections, and frankincense again for the brain. So show her your bottle. Frankincense. Those 3. There was only 3. So this is his. I make it for him. Equal parts of all of them.
Equal parts?
Yeah.
And does he take that internally?
No, he just rubs it on him somewhere. Where do you rub it on? He likes the back of his neck. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Jackie?
Yeah, you said that you use the cheaper oils before you do the dream catcher. What are the cheaper oils that you use?
Well, in my diffuser, almost every night I have lavender and cedarwood. That's my first line of defense. That doesn't work. I go to Tranquil that I rub 4 times on your forehead. I did it twice. My dad was like, my dad told me, you need this. And I'm like, yeah. And I tried it. I'm like, Dad, it doesn't work. He's like, did you roll it 4 times? I'm like, no. He's like, I rolled it twice. He's like, you need to roll it 4 times. So most of the time that works, but if I'm still awake, then I go for the dream catcher. Yeah,
You just rub it on your forehead.
I do. Yeah, he puts it on the back of his neck. I put it here. 1 drop though. It's a pricey oil, so I'm careful with that one. Yeah. Thank you guys. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice to see you all. I have to go.
Okay. Thank you, Maritza.
Coming in.
Nice to see the couples. I'm so happy to see.
We thank you guys all for coming very, very much. The guys are happy to have your support. They're here for any questions if anyone wants to stick around, but we appreciate you all coming and being with us. Next week, we're going to talk about pumpkin spice DIYs. So feel free to invite your friends, and we look forward to seeing you then. But anything else you want to say? Yeah, if you have any questions, just feel free to stick around. But thank you all for coming. We'll see you next Friday.
Thank you, guys. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perot is on. Perot is on. I gotta go. Sorry.
Okay, bye.
Who is on?
Perot.
What's
Agatha
Perot?
Christie.
Perot.
Agatha Christie.
Oh.
Oh, I can't stand that lady.
What?
No, the man. The man with the mustache.
Jeannie, did you have another question, Jeannie? Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
Nice to meet your husband, Chris. This is my husband, Carl Caballero. That's Chris.
Hi, Carl. Nice to
And
meet
Erica and what's her husband name?
David.
Yeah, David. Yeah. Marissa.
That's right.
Nice to meet you,
You said
Marissa.
it
Yeah.
correctly. Caballero.
Greg, yeah.
Sí, Caballero.
Sue and I are in different rooms
Señor.
together.
You guys are funny. I know.
Very nice.
I like the oils that smell like citrus.
You like the citrus oils?
I like lemons and orange. And
That's good. They're good ones.
So doesn't she?
It's funny during the our Zoom meetings, he can't sit a long time. So he gets wandering around the house and he comes in here and he starts opening up all the different oils and smelling them all.
What about peppermint, Jimmy?
What about it?
That's supposed to wake you up and get you focused,
Oh.
no?
I'm focused. I'm just in pain.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
And
different. Yeah.
And my calves have been crazy these last year or so. It's like I have to put an ace bandage on it or well, I have Lanacaine patches that I use, but sometimes they don't even work. So Sue gave me some stuff, but it smelled so bad I only used it once. Because
And then he-
sometimes
I
and then I
bought the one
lost
that's really stinky, Chris, and he used it and then he put it in a baggie and now we can't find it.
He
And
puts
it
it down
wasn't
there
cheap.
what?
You tried the deep
Sulfazine,
that
yes, like your husband said, Sulfazine is really good for a lot of things. I like that. Sulfazine is very, very good.
I used the pain away on my arthritis in my shoulders, and that works. So